All right, guys. So first, I want to say thank you to you guys for boosting up my subscriber count. Even though it is only 14, I still thank you guys very much. So with that being said, let's get to the video. And today, I just want to show you guys for the last 2 weeks of what I've been working on my account. I did tell you guys in the last video, I did get a new prop firm or like a couple challenges. Hold on one second. So I just want to break down these trades with you guys and show you what I'm trading, how I'm trading, and some mistakes I made and how I could have actually ended up passing the challenge. But we'll talk about that at the end. So both of my trades were on US 30. So first, you guys know I keep my strategy very simple, but I did add some new tweaks to it. So first, let's mark up our 5 minute pre-session highs and lows. You guys can see price broke this low. That's what I'm looking at in the start of the morning, 9:30. You can see volume came in. We have this nice little candle. It's an engulf. Price engulfed this candle before it. 9:30 comes in. Price shoots down, which is the next candle at 9:35. So I'm already thinking, okay, we're probably gonna have a breakout. Price was in this consolidation, as you guys can see, touch, 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 and then break. We have a one candle break out of the zone, have another candle break. Price pull back. That's what I was looking for. Pull back to the supply and demand zone. You guys can see this white candle. It never closed above this white candle. That's a candlestick trap. You don't need to use this, but I definitely add this on as a confluence with my trading. Where if price is trying to go higher, but it can't go higher than the candle that was trying to create a bearish or a bullish candle, then I know, all right, price is showing weak signals, and then we see a bearish candle come follow up right after that. As soon as we seen a bearish candle, we entered. Here's the mistake. This is my realized entry. Take it at the candlestick, and we take it to these lows. These lows, I'm going to explain that to you, but for right now, I want to show you guys where I made a mistake at. Once this candle broke, price went below this candle. I tried to get in, but price shot down so fast, I had to recalculate my position. And then in the mix of me recalculating my position, price just kept dumping down. So I'm like, okay, I gotta try to wait for like a pullback or something. And you can see we really never got that pullback. I ended up getting in at like 7,000. I had to go for a negative risk to reward. This is the problem. This is the 1 to 2. I just turned this 1 to 2, and this is my new setup. My old strategy, I was taking price to here. I would only take it to the 5 minute lows because I was only using the 5 minute chart, so I didn't see what's on the higher time frame. So I wasn't be able to see what we're targeting or what's happening, just the bigger picture on the higher time frames. So this would have been an invalid trade. This is the trade right here, and this trade should have been like a $4,000 trade. I ended up getting $1,776. That wasn't a good trade. I could have got 4,000 on that trade due to the 1 to 2 factor, and due to me risking 2% on the challenge account. So this is what my entry should have been, and I should have took the 1 to 2. That 1 to 2, this would have been. So you guys can see this is the mistake I made. I ended up getting a negative risk reward. So I couldn't even get the 1 to 1 or the 2,000. I ended up getting 1,700. So this trade realized is 4,000, but the gains I got from it was 1,700. So that's the one mistake I made. And as you guys can see, that 4,000 would have easily bleeped out all of these losses right here, because these are $34 loss, $255 loss, very small losses. But I do want to show you guys where I was targeting, because it's going to give you guys a great understanding of the strategy that I'm using, which is just supply and demand. So on the higher time frame, we can go all the way out to the daily, and price been correcting, price corrected right here, impulse correcting, impulse. So that's what we're anticipating. I wasn't anticipating impulse because we're obviously following market structure. So what I mean by that is, let's go to the 4-hour chart. So when we go to the 4-hour chart, you guys can see price touch, touch, touch. And right now, price is right here. This is a Tuesday. This is a Monday. So Monday, I seen price came up to this high. But when it came up to this high, it also was respected by this trend line. And you can see it made this like little head and shoulders type of thing. And if you didn't catch this, and you didn't have your like pattern recognition skills up to par, this is how you can sometimes take pointless losers. So just understand it does take time to understand this. But anyways, what we can see is price come up here. I seen price went below it on the 4-hour chart. So I'm like, okay, the opening didn't even happen yet. If it already broke and it's not even the opening, it was like 8:30-ish. I'm like, okay, we're already waiting for that breakout. And we can see as a consolidation right here on the hour chart. And this is the hour chart. This is the structure from the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, it looked like a couple candlesticks. On the 1 hour, you can see it's a consolidation. That same consolidation is what we're using to get a smaller entry because we're waiting for that breakout. And we're taking it to the supply and demand zone. You guys can look on this 4-hour chart. Really look at this. Price went up, and we're retesting the supply and demand zone right here. The last candle. And this is that trade. You guys can see the breakout bar. But now let me show you guys. You guys see this wicks right here? That's the pullback. And I'm going to show you guys in the 5-minute what it actually looks like. So you guys on the 5-minute, this is that wicks on the hour chart. But on the 5-minute, it's the candlesticks. Once again, just like the 4-hour, and then looking at the 1 hour, just like the 1 hour, and then looking at the 5-minute. So what we do, take that candlestick, and we hold it to the lows. That's when we took it to the supply and demand zone. And this is just like my reverse supply and demand play, because obviously price was trending up. but we're counter trending it because we're taking it to that supply and demand zone, anticipating a retest. So now we're looking at the next trade. This is Monday. This was this week, actually. Price ended up coming down to this 5-minute precession highs and lows. It dropped, hit this precession low, plus a higher time frame level, and that acted as a support. Price bounce. You guys can see price engulf this candle. That's an engulf trap. So what I seen was price ended up giving us a solid bar. So I'm like, okay, that's looking good. And plus it gave us this wicks. And you guys can remember what I told you about last time. When price wants to make a bearish candle or bullish, if the other candle next to it is the same bearish or bullish candle, but it doesn't close below, that's sign of a weak pressure. Price ended up going down and then engulfing that candle, which told me basically like this is a money trade, because I already seen NQ and S&P already going up. So look how hard price was shooting up already. So me on US 30, I'm just happy that I was able to get that same setup and didn't miss the move. It actually ended up happening at 9:40, which is perfect. 10 minutes after the open, after 9:30. So I'm willing to take trades. And what I did, I got in the trade and we took it right up to these highs. We are up 4%, I think. Yeah, we're up like 3.75% or 3.75, 3.73%. So we're basically up like 4% on the count. But with that 4%, we should be at 8% and we should have passed the first challenge. So that's just the mistakes I made. And these are the improvements I am trying to make. And these are just the trades that I took in for the past 2 weeks. So we're on a kind of like a little win streak, which is cool, coming back from that losing streak. So let's just see how it goes. Other than that, if you got any value from this video, comment, like, and subscribe. Take risks.